Next one.
We're gonna get one later.
So we'll you know, you guys go with 80% of the story, yeah, and you're guessing the other 20%. Right. But we never know where the tidbit of information, where the close actually is, if it's the 80 or the 20. Mm-hmm. And so you'll spin your wheels over and over and over. 9 out of 10 real estate agents don't make any money. Then you go back to your office and you talk to the 9 out of 10 that aren't making money because they're not out doing anything. And they discourage you and you're like, it's a shitty business like everyone says it is, but it's really not. With what Phil's teaching here, if you do that, anyone can do it because anyone can serve. You know, I'm sorry, Phil. I'm not.
No, brother.
Silly. Yeah.
No, listen, you're good.
Yeah, it's.
See, here's the thing. My personality is doing it one way.
Yeah,
That's it. That's good.
I'm more high. I'm no C, and we're just like two. Yeah, I'm D as well, but I come with the S, so they think I'm Mother Teresa when I'm coming. He's like, I don't know who he's like.
That's my problem.
He's not Mother Teresa.
So now we go through that, then the listing process. Now, I go through the same thing with the listing process. I have a profile for it, but I do it online. Now, with the buyer, that's the sessions there. Now, we also go through closing and negotiations. How you build in seller assist. I do that for everybody. VA clients, they get paid when I buy them a house. Or they get in with like less than like $2,000. Because I build in seller assist and they get 100% financing. So if I get a seller to get 10 grand and I get the 100% financing, they're in with no money. It's the way it works. They're in with no money. Because it covers all closing costs. And they deserve it. For putting their life on the line and what they're doing. Now, you have all these VA specialists out there. That this and that, and do all this VA stuff out there. Not one of them talks about that. Why? First of all, better deal, bigger number, bigger commission, right? There's a win. You got a win right there, right? So, better value keeps the neighborhood up for resale, for values. Gets in there with no money. Where's the downside? As long as the house appraises, you're good. I mean, that's just, you know, that's just a technique. There's a technique there when you're doing VA. Mindset and motivation. Mindset and motivation is always going. You got to be motivated. Money can't be your motivator. What has to motivate you is the drive. My drive, leaving people better off. It doesn't matter how I do it. It's leaving people better off. That's my motivation. I wake up in the morning and I say to myself, how can I be better when I go to bed tonight? I start every day at zero. Doesn't matter how much money I have. Doesn't matter how many cars I have. Doesn't matter what I'm driving. Doesn't matter my motorcycle. Doesn't matter where I'm going. Doesn't matter what I'm wearing. How do I be better tonight when I go to sleep, starting at zero this morning? You know how powerful that is for me? When I wake up, I don't want to get out of bed, because we all wake up and don't want to get out of bed. Tony Robbins wakes up, doesn't want to get out of bed. He might not tell you that, but he doesn't want to get out of bed. You know? Nobody wakes up and wants to get out of bed. It's not human. It's not human. I don't know who you are. Like, the best thing to do is put your head back down. Like, right? It's the best feeling. So, you don't want to get out of bed. I slept 4 hours, got up today. I didn't want to get out of bed. But I thought about, okay, how do I make today better and go to bed better tonight? And that's what gets me up. You know? And that's it. So, that's my mindset. My mindset is, look, I'm getting wherever I want to go. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm either going to die or I'm going to get there. And I don't care if it's about getting... I drive to West Palm Beach to get Rita's water ice. Because I love Rita's water ice. And when I was home from Philly, I used to make it. I had a cafe, a sandwich shop. We were voted Best of Philly. Best cheesesteak in 2009. Look it up, Fox 29 News. So I had restaurants there. I have the nightclub up by there. So when I do something I'm the best at, or I don't do it. And that's just the way I am. I've always been that way since I was a kid. I don't care. And I didn't come from all this. I came from nothing. My dad was gone. I had 3 younger brothers. I helped raise my brothers. My mom worked 2 jobs. So I came from nothing. I know what a penny's worth. I know what a dollar's worth. So I had this mentality now. I'm different than my brothers. Because as a kid raising my brothers, I was stupid. Because I just did for them. I thought, I'm 12 years old. I got to start making money to help them. So I got to get and be like a dad. So what did I do as a kid with a kid brain? I just figured ways to make money and to help my mom. I never said, okay, Joey, come follow me, or Tony, Michael, look, I want to show you this. I just did it, said, here you go, guys, have fun. And I went back to work. Here you go, guys, have fun. And I went back to work, like, or do whatever I did. And it got me wherever I am. And I've seen everything, from the top to the bottom to that side. I've been through it all. That's what allows me to do what I'm doing right now. I've dealt with anything you can think of. If it's humanly possible, I've seen it. And that's what got me here. That's why I can stand here and talk to you guys like this. I've been in situations that nobody should ever be in. And I just got here by the grace of God, wherever God is, or whatever God is. And that's what allows me to have this confidence and be able to talk and try to give back. Because all that kind of shit I've been through, I don't ever want people to go through that. So my way of giving back is through real estate training, is even through like just mentoring. I consult businesses. They come and pay me to come in there and train their employees and do things. Other businesses. See, the principles that I teach here isn't just real estate. It's principles for life and business. And you apply it to, I don't care if you're selling shoelaces or cars or clothing. If you apply these principles to like what you're doing, you're going to be successful. There's no other way. It's just if you jump off a building, you're going to hit the ground, if you believe it or not. If you do these principles, there's going to be results if you believe them or not. It's just the way the world and the universe and energy and stuff works. A plus B, or 1 plus 2 equals 3. 1 plus 2 can't equal 6. It's just what it is. It's two things. So if you do 1 and you do 2, you have to get to 3. If you do it, it's just physical action. So we get into the mindset and motivation, and that's where I take that. A lot of metaphysics, a lot of principles. Okay? Business planning. It all starts with a business plan. And I know people tell you, what's your average sale? How many this? How many that? Do this. 25 calls, 800 calls. Do this. That's what they tell you, and then they don't show you. Like, okay. So, marketing and technology. I'm going to show you something really quick, really crazy. So, technology and marketing. I spend about $13,000 a month between renting this office, marketing, pay-per-click, Facebook, all kinds of stuff. That pay meter is my best thing. It gets me 3 deals a month. Because everybody goes to that pay meter to pay
I
for
was going to
tickets.
say, that's a great location for the office.
Yeah.
That is true.
That pay meter paid my lease in this office the first month I was here. For the whole 5 years.
Yeah.
For the whole 5 years. That pay meter right there. And the best thing was it wasn't there when I came in. It's
Really?
the funniest thing in the world. They were going to put that pay meter in front of the restaurant. And I go, whoa. Before you put that pay meter there, the restaurant puts tables out. People are eating here. You can't do that. You're going to kill their business.
I would put a sign out there, Phil, let me pay your parking.
I go, listen, don't worry about it. Just put it over here.
No way.
Did you really?
I swear to God. And I called my friend in the city that does zoning and all this stuff. I go, listen, because you can't just do it. I called him up. I said, listen, because I made a lot of friends down there because all the businesses I set up. So I'm like, whatever.
Phil, is it worth $1 to talk to someone about real estate?
Worth what?
$1. It's about $1 to park up
I
there.
pay people's meters.
I would put a sign out there. I'll validate your parking meter at the real estate office.
Yeah, I do.
I really would. I mean, I would if I worked for Phil
It's the best.
and I came here, I would validate parking for $1 a shot.
Yeah.
Because if you talk to 100 people a day about real estate,
Everybody parking here.
6 are going to be selling their house.
100,000 in assets.
Yeah,
Why would they be here?
that's
All the condos
genius.
start at 450 to 2 million. All the restaurants. I mean, the restaurant's different because they have music and people come. But that's okay. You want people to know who you are.
Right.
Anybody come in and watch blues and jazz has money. They're all good people. And then all the restaurants, mortgage, nail studio. Who goes to a nail salon? They call it a nail studio, first of all. So you know what I'm saying? It's just what's here is like sick. That's why it's office. They want in 19 a month for this office. I keep that on. That's what I do. I make them want to rent it for more than I want it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they want me here more than I want to be here. That's how you deal with people. So that gets into like marketing and technology. Now, I'm going to show you technology. Okay. Right now, there's my website. Right. Somebody goes on the website. I think my internet's a little messed up here. Website. Simple. I keep everything simple. Broward, Miami, Palm Beach, whatever they want to see, if they're selling or buying. Comes down here, video starts. That pops up, right?
We live in today. Choosing the correct
Go over here, guys, real quick.
present you is critical. My name is Philip Simonetta.
It tells me. Somebody just came on right here. Boom.
Somebody.
Somebody's actually looking at my top Asian Academy right now. I don't know who, but somebody's looking at it. There they are. That's on the Real Estate King homepage.
Real estate system.
Now you're on there, right? You want to talk to me, correct?
In addition, we create
You may not want to talk to me. Who the hell is this guy? I don't want to talk to him.
real estate industry
God, it's like Shrek.
and sustain
I don't want to talk to that guy.
create a training
So you know what? I want to talk to you.
teach agents around the country how to be realtors. For more information,
Wow.
you can reach
Right?
out to SimonettaGroup.com, PopNationAcademy.com,
It tells me to talk back to me.
or directly on my cell phone.
If I'm not here, it comes on my cell phone.
786-519-7191.
I can put that on any of my employee cell phone. I give people time to sit here and monitor this while they're here during the day. So leave. I use Google Paperclip to push people there.
For more
Okay?
information on
I use Google Paperclip to push people there. I use Facebook to push people there. They see that video, what's that do?
South Florida, I want to talk to you.
That's the reality show.
I'm a real estate king in South Florida, and I want to have your transaction recorded on my reality show. No matter where you're thinking about buying.
Condos in Miami Beach, I have this.
To Miami Beach. There's no one on this planet that can service you better. What separates me from everybody else? The first thing we do is we sit down and we do a profile. We're a team. We look over and see what you need, what you don't need, what you like, what you don't
I threw
like.
that table away. You got it on my-
With. Once we complete the profile, we sit down in my office with a big screen TV on the wall and we search listings live.
What I just told you.
Find every property.
I digitized it on the talk about.
Once you do that, we go together and look at every property. I take you by your hand and walk you through and show you.
That's my friend, world champion, seafood
Once
champion.
we decide on a property, we go ahead and
You
sit
want a
down
world seafood
and I type up everything digital. You don't use a pen or paper until closing. We sign digitally, we get the paperwork done digitally, and within a half hour, I have your offer submitted into the other agent for approval. There is nobody on this planet that does what I do. Check us out, check out our website. My name is Philip Simonetta,
Period, right?
State King in South Florida,
Done.
and I'm here for
Radio show. Smart. Mark McDonald, Movement Mortgage. Love that kid, man. He's awesome. Great guy. Married, 4 kids, lives out in Eagle Trace. Most honest guy. Just great person, man.
He invited me today to actually be part of his radio show live, which actually starts in a few minutes at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Philip, can you talk a little bit about?
He threw me in there. I don't know what to say. I'm like, I'm like, thanks, Mark. You give me a heads up, bro.
My radio show has been designed to basically introduce authenticity, appreciation, honesty, integrity to the real estate industry. Check us out. You can visit www.thesimonetagroup.com. Just click watch live. You can see that every Tuesday evening from 7 to 8. Looking forward to getting to know you. Send me an email. Check us out and like us on Facebook.
And that goes into that. And then I think that's it, right? Now the seller one comes up. The reality show, I do one for buyers, one for sellers. So then that comes up after. But you guys can see that anytime. You don't need to say that. And then what I do is customer testimonials, right? So here, when I have a client who wants to know what I do,
What's up, everybody?
this is what I do.
I'm here in Delray Beach.
And the reason I'm showing you is this is marketing. You do this one time, it's forever. You take your time, you do it once, done. I never have to do this shit again.
Can you stay on Delray Beach? Like, you gotta get referrals or something now.
I don't really market up there. I've done a couple properties. I sold a couple
Okay,
properties.
goodbye.
Buyers.
Guys, I'm with Exit. I know who I'm sending my referrals to in Fort Lauderdale or
Yeah.
South. Like, this guy is.
Listen, I work with anybody.
I know, yeah, me too, buddy.
And I'm going to let them share with you some of the
Listen what they say.
process. So,
And yes, I reached out to Phil about maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, and almost a month ago. And I told him I need someone aggressive. I need someone to help us move as soon as possible, since when we were renting. When we're renting now, we have to be out by August 31st. So as soon as Phil, took our case, kind of.
The keys.
Right, sounds good. So he helped us. We found a home in a month, and here we are.
well, we were rented three.
They had a mortgage approved from another company. I threw it out down the line.
It was
That's
a nightmare. It was horrible. None of them said, "Come in, sit down."
4 realtors.
Let me go. Let me see
Two
what
realtors,
you
4
need,
months,
let
or
me
2
see what you
realtors,
want.
4 weeks.
And
Couldn't find nothing.
it happens.
I met them on Thursday. We had a contract Saturday. That was the second offer. We put one in on Saturday. It was a bad
sitting
tax
down,
problem.
doing a profile, and really, doing a live search right there. As they said, they were looking for almost 2 months for a property.
4 realtors.
We met on a Thursday. I did a live search with them. We did our live search in the office, and basically we started looking at properties on Friday, and we only really looked at 3 properties.
That's how efficient it is.
You
You don't look at any properties when you do it right.
The first one would have been perfect, right? Because that was that neighborhood over there.
He's right, I'm telling you.
And were some legal issues with the building.
Let this go. I'm gonna get to see now the personal touch at the end.
That was not on this side of town, right?
Exactly.
And there was no fence because of the dog. You're not allowed to put fences. And then we found this one as the third one, and we found this on Saturday. We put the offer. We had it completed by Saturday. And one of the best things, like if you see this house, I think it's even better than just finding it and doing it quickly. Was we were able, the appraisal came in at $260. Okay, so we bought the house at $259 with a $9,000 seller assist. So basically, we got the house for $250 when it was worth $260, and we were able to also negotiate another $2,500 credit for some maintenance repairs. So realistically, they got the house for $248.5 instead of $260. So by buying the house, they basically made $12,500, and that's what I do. I find the deals and I hustle them, and I look at the deal as if it's your deal or my deal. You know, it's my money, my house.
Exactly.
And I treat you guys
Exactly.
like that, you know.
So
So
be happier.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. So I just wanted to let you guys know, man, I'm so happy to be part of this with you guys, and I got a surprise for you. I want to. I'm making something for you guys. So let me grab
Do this kind of stuff.
let me just do this for you guys. Hold on. So let me grab. It's nothing crazy. It's just something I did for you guys. All right, so the simple thing was just like a little bottle of wine so you guys can celebrate. But I also made some homemade cannolis for you guys. And what I did is,
Where's our cannolis?
so what I did put the cream inside them. I put the cream in a separate bag, so when you guys make them.
So I put the cream separate so you fill it outside the next
So I
one.
made a bottle of wine. So
There's some
I just wanted to do it. You guys also got that,
And that's it. That's pretty much it.
I
Right?
just wanted to get that for you guys.
So that's what I did, pretty much it. I don't know why it's longer. Oh, there's other testimonials, other people I did stuff for. So that's it. Now, when I get them, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, we did one what you closed on the house.
That was the walkthrough before the closing. No, I met them. Is that where it went? So I met them on a Thursday. We came in here, we did the search. We went looking for houses Friday and Saturday. We put an offer in Friday. I found out the house had tax problems, they didn't want it. We went back Saturday. We found the house, put an offer. It got accepted Sunday. Money went escrow Monday. They dealt with my mortgage guy Thursday. I had a mortgage commitment Friday. I gave the mortgage commitment, everything done. All the paperwork was in. We closed, we scheduled it for 3 weeks after. We actually closed it 4 days early.
Wow.
That's how I roll. I'm gonna get paid. I'm gonna make money. I'm not here to play games. They want their house.
Phil, the main thing I saw there that you got the $9,000 back to them,
Yeah, plus another 2,500.
plus another
After the electrical
2,500.
box had to be replaced.
So you made it where
And they got it for 1,000 under invoice, under.
yeah, so you made it where they could buy this property. You try to make it as easy as possible for people to buy property. Obviously, that's an obvious
Because it's
question.
easier for me to do.
100% saves you time, saves them time. So, and most realtors that you have found just don't even think about that stuff. They just say, "What's your pre-approval? How much do you have down?" And they run around. They're order takers.
Well,
We do.
I'm going to give you an example. Yeah, they're order takers, right?
They're order
I'm
takers.
going to give you an example.
And we get paid like order takers if we're just order takers, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a crazy thing. I sold a condo on the beach, $675. The agent with her buyers came walking in the office here with the offer for me, handed me an offer, and it was an offer, and it was written all over, and it was scratches, and I'm like, it was like 1986. I was like, so I'm like, whoa. Now her buyer is a commercial appraiser in Manhattan. Cash buyer, $675. Guy's probably worth millions, right? I go, guys, please come in here. Sit down. She sat here, I sat there. I took this, I opened transaction desk. I type up the whole thing. I go, what's your email? What's your email? I put them in his contacts. 15 minutes. I emailed it to them. My people are in New York. Emailed it to them. 15 seconds later, they logged in, they signed. I went there, called my people in New York. I go, please go sign this real quick. They opened their phones, they signed it. They came back, I printed. I gave her a copy, gave them a copy. I go, there's our contract. She looked at me. She's been doing 15 years. Her commission was $19,000. She brought me papers like this. And I had to scan them and send them. And, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Like, I mean, lady, are you crazy? And the clients looked at me. They knew. I don't know how they got her, but 15 years in the business. You see what I'm saying? It's like, And the reason I know that is because when I was in the other industries, everything was digital. I was in the finance industry when that started coming out. Like when that technology came out, I was in the finance industry. It went from writing stuff and mailing it, waiting 30 days to walking to Pier and just approved. Like I was there when that happened. I was in it before and after. It was like BC and AD. It was a lie. It was like the birth. And then all this is that. Nobody teaches you this. And the reason I'm telling you this is after I go through the marketing, I go through vendor recommendations, because I only deal with people like me. Okay, I get title companies, I get mortgage companies walking in this door every day. They're all dressed nice, they smell good, you know, they're pretty, they're, you know, good-looking guys, good-looking girls, whatever. They come in, I sit down, I let them talk. I go, look, you guys get 10 minutes. And they tell me all the things I need to hear. I go, good, that's great. I go, I'd like to work with you. Here's the condition. You refer me 2 clients, we do the deals. If everything's smooth, I'll start giving you my clients. That's it. I never hear from 9 out of 10 of them. And I'll never come back again, so it's great. It's the best 10 minutes I spent. And 2 referrals, we do the deals, great, I'll give you my clients.
You do that to see how they work?
Yeah, and they all have clients.
But they all...
But they all tell you...
Phil, let me ask you a question.
We're number 1, we're the best.
Phil, they all fix the other guy's deals.
Yeah.
I've never met the guy that loses the deals. I'm the guy that loses the deals to the other guys. I would give him business. That's the guy I would give business to.
But now, the reason I tell you that is because that's vendor recommendations. If somebody isn't the same quality as me, I don't deal with them. If somebody can't give me 2 clients and let me see how they work, I don't want them. If I go to you and say, okay, you do this. Here's what I want to experience this. I want to here. Show me how good. Show me what you do. I work hard for my clients. I give them respect. I treat them right. My clients are high end. If I give you my client and you'll do your job, what do I look like? I work too hard for that. My name, I work too hard for it. There's nobody worth my time. There's nobody worth that. And again, not being ego, not being cocky, not being arrogant. It's a fact that I work very hard to build that name and make that group and do what I'm doing right now. I'm not giving that to anybody. And it's for their own best interest, because they screw me up, they're in trouble. Like I'm not nice, I'm not a nice guy. Like nice guys finish last, right? You know where that comes from. The word nice, I'm gonna tell you where you know where the word nice comes from? Grant Cardone taught me this when I was 19. The word nice, and you can Google this, you can look it up. You know, well, he's nice, they're nice people, right? Nice guy, nice people. The word nice was used for the village idiots when language was made. And the word nice was because they didn't bother nobody. They were always smiling. They never tried to make money. They never made deals. No one ever lost, because it's capitalism. Somebody wins. Not everybody gets a trophy. That's the problem in the world today. You know, so somebody got to lose. But you make the loss educational. So when I beat somebody, when I do something and somebody got to lose, I use that as an education for them. And if they're smart enough, they'll take it. Because I've lost in my life, and I use that to not lose anymore. Nobody wins all the time. I lose now sometimes. You know? But the thing is, no, I do. You lose in things. You can't win them all.
You don't need to win them all.
That's it. Now, that's why when I say I go 100% or nothing, I get it. Because very rarely will I lose. And the reason I lose is because at the end I'm like, fuck it, I don't want it. I get to the point where it's just not worth it. And I didn't see that in the beginning. I can change my mind. You know? And I get to a point where it's just not worth it. Because if I really want it, I'm not going to lose. If I really, honestly want it. Now, there's good and bad. Because when I was getting divorced, my ex-wife goes, you always get what you want. And I go, well, I don't want it. You know, I didn't want it. It was done. It was over. I didn't want it to work. I got to the point where it just wasn't worth it. You know, things happen in life, and you just get to the point where it's just not worth it. Now, sometimes I'll be personal. Sometimes I regret that decision. My son turned 18, and you know, you have family things, and you know, just I miss that. Like I always wanted to have more kids, and have and it didn't work out that way. So this personality screwed me up there, and got me here successfully in business, but in personal life it's bad. So I've learned, if I knew the disc profile then, I probably never got divorced. You know, in 2014 I learned all this. I used to be a prick. I used to be like, when I had the nightclub in the bar, there's dents in the back door because it was people's heads. going out the door. There was no walk out the front. You want to go? Okay, let's go.
Does Frick frown upon that if you do that in the real estate office?
No, but I'm just saying, I haven't always been this. All that stuff has refined me
Right.
to this. You know? And the comment about being nice, it's not about being nice to people. If you want to be nice, you're going to be like a village idiot. Because you're never going to get the deal. Nice people don't win confidence. Sharp people win confidence. People that get the job done win confidence. Nice people don't get anything. They're nice people. They'll never hurt you. They're so nice, I can't have confidence in them to get me a deal. Does that make sense? Nice people, I don't want to be nice. I'm not nice. I'm sharp, I know what I'm doing, and get on my side. Because if you're not, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to hurt you, but you're not on my side. There's a line. There's us and them. You know, them, I love them, help them, whatever. But us is like, there's something there that, you know, you create that. You know, if there's us and there's that. So that's just a mentality I grew up with. I live with who I am. So being able to take this and give this. Now, that's what I teach. There's 2 bonus sessions that I teach. And this is so you can do contracts. What I do is, you go into your MLS, you bring your laptops. You go into your MLS, you pick out a mansion, as if you're gonna list it. And you go in there and you populate it into IMAP or whatever you use, and it goes to the transaction desk. You type it all up as if it's a listing. You put yourself in as the buyer or the seller. You email it to yourself. You do a whole contract as if you were listing a property to yourself. And then you save that as a test, and it's always in your system. Then the next one, that's one session. Then the next session, we do a buyer. You pick out a mansion that you're going to buy, and you're your own agent, and you go in there and you populate it, and you do the addendums, you do the HOA addendum, you do the contract, you do the lead paint disclosure. Even if you don't need it, you do it, so you see everything in there. You do everything as if you're buying that house, and then when it's done, you send it to yourself for signature. You go in your email, you sign it as if you're the buyer. It comes back to you, and you save that as a test. So now you always have a test buyer and a test seller in there. And any time in the world you want to go back and see that, it's there. And if you need to go see, what did I do? What did I do on that? What was in there? You go back and boom, it's right there. You never lose that. Nobody does. Who does that? Who is?
The Japanese.
You do it with them?
My uncle ran our vinyl.
No, I'm saying, but to teach people, you actually sit down with them and do it? There you go.
Because what it is, you know, I don't use enough on your IMAP.
Yeah.
I'm so good at sales. I'm so good at sales, I haven't needed it.
Yeah.
But boy, who could not use that? But
give me an example of what you don't use. Tell me what you don't use. I'm gonna show you right now. You'll never not use it again.
I just saw I will never not use it again.
Yeah.
I walk in with listing sheets, and I take every listing I walk in because I'm just like, these are the numbers. This is what we should price at.
Yeah.
This is where we're at. And this is how many days it's going to take me to sell it for past history. But
I'm gonna show you something.
But no, Phil, I agree with you, buddy. I've learned so much already.
I want to show you. I want to show them too.
Okay, cool. But
because if there's agents watching, I want them to see. So if you go into your matrix, right? Now let's say.
As he's doing that, I want to say something about Phil.
Go ahead.
He, Stephen Covey wrote a book, Seek to Understand, Then Be Understood. He has been able to replace himself and put himself in the buyer's shoes, the seller's shoes, the co-broker's shoes, in every aspect, and figure out what everybody wants, and then figured out the way, with the disc analysis, how people can actually digest it to make it palatable. And he figures that, so he knows exactly what they're looking for, and then gives it a way that they actually like the recipe.
You see what I do is...
It's amazing.
The first interview I do with people is a disc profile, and that's it, a conversation. The second interview is a conversation with questions that I have. Then I take the questions and the disc and I put it together because it shows me their personality and their character.
Do you do that on the phone?
No.
Like
Face to face. Interviews for agents? Face to face.
For agents, okay.
No, clients I don't do disc profile. Agents I do a disc profile and have a conversation. And I remember it. Then the next interview, if I want that, I could bring questions. And then that's that interview. It's actual questions about in-depth questions that they have to fill out. It's not just like, do you want this? Yes. Do you want this? No. It's, if you were in this situation, what would you do? And there's questions and it matches the disc. And then it tells me their character in comparison to the personality. So if they're a bad character, I don't want them. You know, if they're good, then the third one is where I give them some tests that I have questions about. And if they do good there, then I bring them in under a 30-day trial. And then what I do, the 30-day trial is the program. If they're late, go home. If you're late 3 times, don't come back. That's it. And they go through this program. At the end of the program, I tell them if they're hired or not. That's it. I know by their actions. I don't waste time. And the program I'm teaching anyway. So I'm spending that time no matter what and getting paid for it. So that's how I regulate who I'm dealing with. You see? Like that's how on the business side. So I don't waste any time. So if I hire somebody tomorrow, they don't start till the 1st. Now they can come around, hang out with me, make calls, show me what they want to do, but their training doesn't start till the 1st. The first Monday. The first Monday of each month, the last Friday of each month is the program. Is what I do. So here you go. Here's a listing, right? Let's say you want to buy this. So here you are, you're in Matrix. You go to IMAP. Okay? I'm going to sign in. And you're going to take this number right here, right? You're going to take your tax ID. Copy. You're going to go back. You're going to leave. You can print this and save it as a PDF. You save your MLS too because you need that for your file. Which I'm just going to tell you guys. I'm not going to do it. You come back over here to your matrix and you go into transaction desk. Okay? Transaction desk. Anybody use transaction desk? Nobody? Okay.
That's not our MLS.
No, he's on the Broward.
You can use, yeah, I'm Broward. I'm Fort Lauderdale. You guys are Palm Beach?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys don't have access to Miami though, right?
We do now, I believe. Yeah, I do.
You know who brokered that deal?
My
broker.
Yeah, you got to
Cindy.
fix.
Cindy was the.
That was so
that's
ridiculous.
How many people she knows. She's like a. Yeah, that was crazy, man.
Crazy.
But it's money, dude. It's all about.
I had 7 listings in Miami when they did it, and I had to go by the Miami board. I'm like, you guys are killing me.
Test, right? Template, I'm not using one type. It doesn't. It's a sale. It doesn't matter. Import data, yes. Fort Lauderdale MLS, because that's who I'm on. It's going to be Fort Lauderdale single family. No, I'm actually taking it from my map. I'm sorry, guys. Where is it here? Import data, IMAP. Broward. Is it Broward? I didn't even look what the property was. Is it Broward County?
Delray.
Palm Beach, right?
Get out of Delray, man. What's wrong with you?
Dude, I totally grabbed it. I totally grabbed that by accident.
It's a long drive. There's a lot of traffic, guys.
Sorry, guys. Palm Beach. That was totally by accident. So I paste that in there, and it's a pain in the ass because you always got to go like that and pull back because it puts a space in. And I don't want to use the wizard because I don't need the wizard. Okay, create. Pulls this up, right? Save it. No, I don't. This is I want to send coupons to people. It'll mail them Home Depot coupons and all kinds of stuff in their email coming from me if I want to, which is pretty cool if you want to, give people coupons and stuff. Now, boom, watch this.
Is this already built into transaction desk?
It's all linked.
Coupon thing?
Look, yeah. You see how all this is in here? It populates everything for me.
Right.
Into the deal. Everything I need, right? So I'm going to go back. Now watch this. I'm going to go back to home. And the test is the thing's going to be there. Right here it is. So I'm going to open up the file. And I'm going to pull forms. And I need a form. So I'm going to go into FAR bar. Let's say we need a residential contract. We're going to go with the as is. We're going to put, say they're going FHA, and we need a lead paint disclosure. Let's just say that. And let's say there's a homeowners, right? Here it is. Homeowner association right there, right? Boom, watch this. Add. They're all in there. So who wants to give me their email? Who wants to be the
Tony DeFalco agent.
Okay, so let me go here. I'm going to add you in as a contact.
All right, cool. Send me your commission checks there.
Test. I always go back to the beginning, and I'll tell you why. This layout has changed. They just changed it, and I'm not familiar with all the clicks yet. So I always go home and go back to the beginning to add a contact. So I'm going to come over here and go contact. And I'm going to, now there's the sellers. They're already in, okay? I'm going to add a contact now. Okay, I'm going to add myself, which normally you add yourself, because the things you have to sign, it sends to you to sign. I'm not doing that now because I don't want to confuse what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to add a new contact, which will be Tony. So type buyer, I'll send you the offers, dude, so you can see what they are.
Cool.
You'll see the coupons, right?
I'll use them. I
So,
have 4 kids.
Anthony, right? Anthony?
Yeah, it's fine.
Middle or nothing?
Anthony's middle, nothing. Just that's fine. DeFalco's fine.
DEFALCO, right?
Yep. Thanks, buddy.
I'm normally I put all caps. I just did that. Now, what's your email?
Tony DeFalco, agent at gmail.com.
All right. I just put it. Doesn't matter. You can do it. Doesn't really matter. And you can put other stuff in there. You can put the birthdays and all that stuff in there too. Now that's done, right? Now we go back. Let's go to the dashboard. I'm actually learning a new system. Okay, there you go. That's why I do it. Okay. So there we go. Now let's say we're ready, right? So we want to go into the as-is residential. All right. And here we go. Now you get in and look, boom, boom. Everything's filled in, boom, boom. All you gotta do is put the numbers in.
Yeah,
Right? So you're going to 1 million, right?
Yep.
Let's just say 1 million. Let's just say 200,000. Sorry. 200. Okay, done. Type in the title company. Blah 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 blah. Okay. You're going to put second deposit down. 10 days, right? 10 day. We'll do 10-day inspection. 11 days later, you'll put the extra deposit down of 250,000. Okay. Tells you what you're bringing. Blah blah blah. Here you want time to let me know. I want to know by 5 p.m. tomorrow.
and right, that's when you want to know.
5 p.m. And closing on Valentine's Day. Right? Boom, boom, boom. Go through this, blah, blah, blah. Check off the financing, da, 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 da. Yeah, I'm not going to do this all. You guys can go in and check. You can do all this shit.
Mike, ours doesn't auto-populate the numbers. It doesn't do
It's
the...
not populating from the tax.
Oh, you do it?
It will.
It does, yeah.
It can do the same thing.
Understood.
Any system does this.
Beautiful.
Keller Williams system does this.
Yeah,
EH.
yeah.
Everything does this. You just got to know how to work it.
Yeah.
This is what I teach. So here you go. All the pages. Now you just fill in what you need. You know, okay, so you're going to charge a fee, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Miami-Dade provision. Like, you just go through it and you fill out like normal. Here, 10-day inspection, right? Because your second deposit is doing 11 days, so we give you 10-day inspection. Right? Blah, 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 go through it. Now, done, okay? Now let's say we went through them all. Let's just save this. And now you have to go into the next form. Like, you have to go into the lead paint disclosure.
It auto-populates.
And you have to go into it all. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So let me get
Yeah.
out of here and close this. Watch. Exit this. And it's going to take me back to the next one. So you actually have to take the time to go form by form, which is standard.
Yeah.
But when it comes time to signing, okay, now you go to the next form. Okay, that's done. Association form. You got to fill in what parking space it is. You got to fill in. See, you just make sure everything's right. You know, like the blah blah blah. Pulled it in. You got to put hasn't, da 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 da, whatever you got to do, right? So let's just say we filled it all in, and let's go back to the main screen.
Before I leave here, he's going to have a buyer's brokerage agreement signed on my next house.
Oh, yeah. So what you do is, here you go. Okay, now let's say we did them all. So let's go back into the as-is contract, okay? And I'm going to go, okay, it's time to sign, Tony. I call Tony up, Tony, I'm sending it to you. Here it comes. Right? It comes up here, now I have to design it, okay? It's an as-is contract. Simon will sign it because if there's more participants, they can. I got to put Tony in here because here he is, right? Tony's already in my thing. Add. So Tony's now there. He's the buyer one, okay? And we're going to go design. Actually, I got to add documents, right? Because there's other documents, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So there's that one. Now I'm going to add them from the transaction. What documents do I want? Oh, that's context, sorry guys. Documents here. It's going to show me as is. I'm going to add the other documents. So I go for select from transaction. So test function. And here it is, as is. Okay, we want the homeowner association, lead paint, and FHA rag. Now you know it's not FHA, but whatever. I just did it so you guys can see. Okay, there they are. It's telling me Tony. I'm just gonna I'll make him the.
Gotcha.
Well, see what's gonna happen is shit. I gotta add myself to make it work. Hold on. Let me just go back. This is how simple it is, guys. Hit cancel here. You go up to participant. You put add yourself.
Seller at the bottom, right?
Seller. No, I'm gonna be buying agent. Selling agent.
I know I was giving my commission away.
Yeah, no, I gotta sign the red paint disclosure. That's why it's doing that. So now watch this. So meanwhile, It's telling me I'm selling agent, da 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 da. Okay, save. Design. So I come in here and I make sure everything's right. Now, because I designed it from the forms, it puts all the signatures in for me. There may be one or two I have to put. Now watch, it's going to design it. So here's the form. Now if I can't see it, let's go zoom. I'll make it bigger for you guys so you can see. Okay, see that? It comes down. There's Tony's initial. There's Tony's initial. 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 Now I already proved it, right? Because I already made sure it was right. Initial, 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 initial.
You just use the E sign right out of there.
Right.
Is
There's initial sign, right? Now here I would put me in. I would put the brokers in.
Yeah.
I just didn't do it. Here's your rider, initial, and this would all be filled in, right? Like right now it's not filled in. Okay, you get that because I didn't take the time to type everything there. And then here is signatures. There's me signing the lead paint. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the lead paint. That was the disclosure, FHA. There's all the riders, right? So I go here next. It's all right. Say it's perfect, right? So I can send it right now, or I can send them a custom message. Test. Yeah. Shot.
Northwest.
All right. Save.
I wasn't too impressed by your other house in Riverville.
This isn't on the beach.
Do you always do a personalized message?
Depends on the situation. If I know them, no. If I do, don't, yeah.
Poor Julie, yesterday was her first day with me, and we take her out. We're coming to this meeting in Fort Lauderdale. And we pulled her and Julie's
You want to
like,
laugh your ass off? I had a guy from Canada, and he wanted investment properties for under a certain amount. And I found, like in Pompano, you know what a regentrification is?
and no, I don't mind.
Okay, they built
Yeah.
$1 million homes in the ghetto.
Okay.
They're selling for like $250,
Yeah.
right? So he's like, I really want to see that. You don't want to see that. I really want to see that. You don't want to see that. I really, really, really want to see that. So I put it in my BMW. I have my gun on me, sure. So I take him to Pompano. And it's in the ghetto where they regentrify. Now, nothing wrong with that. I agree. Good idea. It's a waste of $1 million home, but okay. So I take him to look at properties. And we're going through, and you got kids on four-wheelers. You know, it's middle of the ghetto. It's dusk. And he's like, he's Canadian. Me, I grew up in Philly. It's no big deal. I went to the street. So I took him up there, and he's like, dude, it was like a ghost. Like his eyes were like this. It was like, you know what I mean? It was like Boys in the Hood. It was really like, it was like the ghetto. And like Phil was doing pop wheelies. I'm like, you sure you want to see this? No, we're good. We can keep going.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey? and then I met with him the other day, and you know, he told his wife about it. And I'm like, see, listen, I know what I'm talking about. I took him there, showed him it, and we just did a contract on a property over here. Investment properties for them. So that was like a bounce house. So I call things bounce houses. So what a bounce house is, when there's a house $20,000 overpriced in the same building, like a condo, I take him to the bounce house first. Say, wow, look at this, wow, $495 for this. Wow, nice place. Take him downstairs.
Show value.
$425. Go, whoa, you get all this for $425? You're like, whoa, I want to buy that one. Okay, good. And that's a bounce house. You bounce off it into the one you want to buy. So that was like a bounce house, but a different way.
I did 400 rentals my first year in the business, and the system they taught was, oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
The system they taught was worst first, next, then best. And if you did a really good job, you could have been in that other property 100 times. And when you walk into the third property, you're like, wow. Like as the agent, you know you did a good job. Like you sold yourself even though you've been there 100 times. And so I've never used the word bounce house, but a lot of people need to they need to be slapped between the eyes because they think they're going to get so much, and when they see what the other market is. So what I hear Phil's doing is he knows his market. He knows the great deals out there, the best deals out there. So he aligns them in the perfect order, so he shows value.
So guys, this is the email that I got. Now I got to sign my part, right? So here's the email I got. I got to sign my part. I'm gonna have you log in and do yours in a minute.
Okay, my phone's dead, but I'm not signing
No,
anything with you.
I just wanted to click. I just wanted to show it so it comes back.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so I'm gonna accept. I don't have to do anything fancy. I'll accept what it says. That looks like my signature. Okay. I hit start. I go in. I gotta sign my blocks. Boom. Boom. Complete. Complete signing. Okay, I'm gonna take you in. You can go in Edge. Microsoft Edge. I think I got the other cafe in there. Hold And I'm going to show you how this is what the client would see. And he's going to log in and do it, and I'll show you how it comes back to me, and I send it to the agent. Done. Done. One shot. If this is an addendum or something you want to cross off, an initial back, whatever you want to do.
So for the signature, is there something you set up in transaction just pick on the fonts or something?
I don't worry about that. I don't care what it is.
That's how you set it up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If I wanted to make my signature, I could do it and take the mouse and do it.
Oh, okay.
But listen,
Yeah,
I'm not fancy.
client, like when they.
I'll show you. He's going to log in as the client, and we'll do a signature with him. Like with his, I'll do a signature with his. Listen, see, I'm not like that's my D personality. I don't give a shit what it looks like. Let's get to the end. Like, you know what I mean? The sign is dated. The computer said it's signed. I don't care what it looks like. Put an X. I don't care. Like, it's just, I just want it to be. Wireless keyboards. Up there, see, the Top Agent Academy's like, man, take that out. You log out. You can go in. Thanks, whatever you're talking about.
Yeah, it's so funny. I probably know my password, but.
What is it? Oh, the P gets me out? You tell I never log out. I know the transaction does stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's what matters.
I'll have you in Gmail.
See, there's all my stuff. That's my catering. I have a catering business. I got the real estate business. I got this. I got that. So, just go on there. Go on the thing away.
Turn on. Oh, yeah. So.
Hello, what's up? So I'm showing you guys right now, Tony is the sample buyer of a contract I just sent to sign, and I'm trying to show everybody how to do a contract digitally. And now it's only been 10 minutes, and I'm teaching. So can you imagine how fast I do it? Like, I already did it, sent. So it's like, if I'm not showing you guys. Like, I'm just waiting for them to send it back to me. That's how fast I did the contract when those people were sitting here. And they were just like, what?
Probably because it's a new computer.
Oh, you got to give it the okay. It's going to, oh shit. You know, plug it in over there. I got to charge it.
You have an iPhone charger?
Yeah, it's an iPhone. You need an iPhone charger? Yeah, let me get it. Hold on. Let me get it. Oh, somebody hold that thing. There you go.
I said there was no way you could log in on my guy's computer. I told Gmail that I would never be here.
So do you do the same sort of thing too, like the buyer's consultation?
Yeah, the buyer's consultation is amazing.
Profile for them and everything?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it really.
Is there a software for that, or you just?
I worked at KW before, and I got the form from KW, and I kind of made it my own. But yeah, it's with the right questions, you really. Like Phil said, if you show more than 5 or 6 properties after doing that, unless offers were put in or something of that nature.
Yeah.
It's unusual. You really do narrow it down. And people say, I don't want to waste time to come to your office for 45 minutes. Come to the office for 45 minutes to save us 3 days in the road. And then the third day, finding the property, you want the one that you saw the first day, then it's sold, we're starting over again. Did you want to get a good property at a good price? Or were you looking to look at a lot of properties and not have a property?
Here's how you get that though. You don't have to come to my office. I can go on video conference with you.
Yeah, you can do video conference.
Yeah.
Is there
And right now,
that's true.
Just so you guys know.
He's smart.
No, it's just experience. I've been doing it forever.
I will tell you this. You guys can record this. He's smarter than me, but it's having that like $8,000 TV next to the $3,000. When he's not there, I'm listening.
How do you get that on? You know what I mean?
It's good to try. It doesn't come right on. I don't think gratification of today.
All right. Yeah, I know. Do it now. All right. So.
You plug this. How's it come on?
So what we're gonna do is we'll come back to that. Okay. I'll start going over top agent with you guys, and we'll come back to him signing. So could you hold that just so nobody wants to look up my nose if I flip it. You know what I mean? I hate when people do that. Hey, how you doing? It's up there. That's the worst thing. There was a kid. I don't know who it was that was doing door knocking. And he was doing it live. Oh, nice. And he would hold the phone here, like the people didn't know. And he's like talking to them, and he's like, you see his nose up. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, is there something about like class? like at least put it in your pocket when I hang out, or something. Like don't like. I'm like, dude, trim your nose here. It was really bad. But anyway,
Phil, what do you think about door knocking? Like,
I mean, listen, for me, I can walk out and talk to that girl right now about real estate. I don't care.
so just making conversations with people
It's not even, when I deal with a client, it's not to sell them anything. It's to know them. It's to know somebody. I want to know you. What's going on? When somebody asks me how real estate's going, like, you know, how's the real estate business? Does everybody get that question? What's your answer?
great. Where are you from?
It's moving.
What's that?
Where are you from?
Is that?
I don't know
Yes.
why. I was
Right.
saying,
Okay, why do you ask? It's great, right? But what's that do? People genuinely want to help other people. You remember when we were 3 or 4 years old? Well, I mean, I don't even remember that, but do you remember when you were 3 or 4 years old and you just hugged people and smiled and laughed and you didn't care what people thought? You didn't have those standards and ideals. You should this, you shouldn't that. You can this, you can't that. This is right, this is wrong. You remember, like, it didn't matter. And then one day you remember you did something and bang, no, don't do that. Like, holy shit, what was that? I remember that day clearly. I was in the kitchen cabinets playing with the pots. I got pictures showing when I was a kid doing that. Like, I have all my kids' pictures, all me and baby pictures, my brothers and stuff. I put them on Facebook under a folder because I scanned them and made a CD for my mom for her birthday one year. So I put them all on Facebook, so I saved them so they'll never crash or lose them. So I used to go in the cabinet, pull all the pots out, and sit in the middle of the kitchen floor and bang pots. I don't know, it was crazy. So at that point, I was doing that one day, and I swear to God, my mom hit my hand so hard and goes, "What are you doing?" I never did this shit again, and I loved it. I loved playing with the pots. I don't know, I still love to cook. I don't know if it was that. I'll never forget that, and it changed me because when I thought about doing something, I thought about that. Now, how many times I thought about playing with the pots, I'm like, shit, I don't want to do that again. So things happen in your culture. We're all from different cultures. I'm half Lebanese, half Italian. Lebanese Christian. So I grew up a certain way. And my mom's Lebanese, my dad's Italian, so it's similar culture. We're actually Phoenician. Lebanese that are Christian, people in the Middle East that are Christian actually come from Phoenicia. They were the first people to develop banking and money and the monetary system and business. And Caesar was intimidated when they started doing that because people started realizing he's not the ruler. You can rule dumb people. You can't rule educated people. So he gave them a choice instead of just killing them. He said, "Get out of here, I'm going to kill you." So they went across the Mediterranean, landed in Lebanon, Syria, some went to Iran. So anybody who has light skin, green eyes, doesn't have that hook nose, I'm just kidding. You know, comes from Italy. So I'm really Italian. So.
I'm more Irish than that.
So just so you know, my dad's from Messina in Sicily, so I'm really Italian. Just, you know, Caesar threw us out. Anyway, so that's basically I went off tangent on that. So where was I at? I actually lost my train of thought.
Waiting for fun, sorry, but
yeah, I was saying something. What was I saying? I was saying something.
When you get discouraged about doing something?
Oh, when you get discouraged about doing something, it gives you a standard and an ideal. So now, my standards are don't go play with the pots. Now, look at society. I'm going to take this to a bigger scale. Look in the Middle East. Women cover their body. They don't drive. They're subservient. Look at America. Women go on the beach half naked. They run the show, and the laws protect them, like in court when you get divorced. So I'm just kidding. Bad experience. So I'm just saying, like, you follow what I'm saying? You know? Now, over there, that's okay. It's okay to cover your body, not drive. Listen to this guy. Don't go out without this. That's okay. And they think we're crazy. Over here, what we do is okay. And we think they're crazy. But who's really right? Because we think we're right, and they think they're right. Because their culture, their mom, their dad, their grandfather, their great-grandfather, all told them this, and this. Our grandmother, grandfather, uncle, mom, dad told us this, and this. So we believe we're right, because my dad's not wrong. We're not wrong. This is how you live. And they're doing the same thing with the same aggressiveness. Now you have war. But over what? Who's right and who's wrong? What's good and what's bad? What should and what shouldn't? Who gives a shit? Like, it doesn't matter. It's all, this is language. This isn't when we were 3 years old. Because let me tell you something. A 3-year-old here and a 3-year-old there will run up to each other and hug each other.
all day.
They don't give a shit. They don't care what color you are. They don't care what nationality you are. They hug each other. Right? There's still part of us that want that.
All day long.
We're just afraid to say it, you know why? What are you going to think of me? If I ran up to you and give you a hug, hey, what's going on, man? Like, what the hell would you think of me?
Listen, you know Tony. Listen, you know Tony.
Your parents tell you don't talk to strangers.
How many times? How many
How long
times?
am I going to make a living? Don't talk to strangers.
Can I add to that for a second?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Tony Robbins
I'll
did
tell you
it.
where I'm
Tony
going.
Robbins did a speech. There was a gentleman about 35 years old that was stuttering.
I've seen that.
And I know you did, because I can always tell.
I've seen that,
We
actually.
learn from everyone else. I learn from Phil. Phil can learn from me.
Mm-hmm.
A man's made up of 1,000 people's ideas, and you take what you want. But the man was stuttering 3 to 4 words he could say. Don't quote me exact. And he was a salesman, and his income was nice, but it wasn't quite where he wanted.
He was the most gentle guy. He was the most caring person, but he couldn't speak.
Yeah. So Tony Robbins broke it down, and he said, and that's where, how many times you said no?
I'm going to find that video, and I'm going to put the link underneath this video, so you guys have it.
So what Tony Robbins did within 1 hour, he broke it down. He said, Phil, Phil, did you stutter at 30? No. Did you stutter at 25? No. 20 no, 15 no, 5 no, 4 yes. And Tony Robbins said very simply, he said, at 4 years old, what was going on in your life? Divorce. So how was the house like when the divorce was going on? And I just went through the divorce myself, but 4 children, so it touched me big time. My father beat my mother. I'll get tears in my eyes when I tell the story. My father beat my mother. How did your father stop beating your mother? Was there a death? No. He would stop beating her, but how? How did he stop beating her? I would start stuttering to get my father to stop beating her.
So
that
it
poor
was
young boy
a
from 4
safety
years
mechanism.
old.
He stuttered when he wanted to get his way, like when he wanted to stop the trauma.
So from 4 years old on, this poor young man to a man, and such a nice guy. I mean, I think nicer to feel like put together. So then I really want to stop doing this, but why? Why am I doing this? So turning it out, and most of the things, most of our hang-ups are done in adolescence, 4 to 9 years old. That's when you're really molded and formed. And most people are like Phil and I, but teachers are very conformed. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, so we all become 9 to 5 people. It's not right. So what he did, Tony Robbins, that he got him in, he said, is there anyone in your family being beat right now? Is there anyone in your family unsafe right now? The gentleman said, no, no one at all. Can we leave those insecurities, what's holding you back with your inner child at 4 years old? I can do that. 35 to 40 words within 1 hour.
Done. Was a stutter.
And
it was insane.
In Toronto, I went to a training for the company I work
Insane.
for, and the lady, the first day up there, they broke us down to nothing to build us back up. And as she was doing, I said, that's Tony Robbins. She said, it's the same form, it's the same thing he does. So when I hire a lot of real estate agents and work with people, and this is for life, guys. Anyone watching, for life, you got to get down
to whatever you're doing. It's not just
you apply to what you're doing. 9 out of 10 people have something holding them back from doing what they really want to do or doing it to the highest level. And they don't know what it is. But if someone's a big C, I think most C people, maybe I'm wrong, or they didn't have a lot of security when they were a child, and they don't really trust it. They want to make sure it's perfect. Maybe I'm wrong.
See, some of it is learned, but some of it is just DNA.
Some of it's DNA.
So you don't have a choice. And then that treatment on top of it magnifies it.
Absolutely. So what I say is this. You know, I have a person that works in our office. Dad left house, not very secure. So her biggest thing in life she was looking for was security. So I broke her down and I said, are you insecure now? Are your bills paid? And she actually has nice finances. No, it's not like that. Should you feel the same way you did when you were unsure of what the world was going to do? She said, no. Can we leave it there? She changed like that. Literally, you can change like that, guys. We're masterpieces. You can dig in. And like Phil was saying, he said he wasn't a nice guy before. I doubt it. I think he always has it. But he's the streets of Philly. I'm from the streets of Baltimore. Very similar. Yeah. You got to be tough. But the world is not going to palate the tough Philly guy selling real estate. So Phil became what he needed to do to deliver the message so he could help people. He's not hurting people by doing it. He's doing it from purity to help. And if you do it that way, but I jam it down your throat where you can't understand it, you'll be like, I like the guy, but I can't understand him. Would you agree with that? So if I figure a way to deliver it where you can accept it, I'm helping her. And if you guys don't figure that out, you're hurting the customers and tricking people.
You got to figure out how to deliver it to them the way you
I'm sorry.
No, that's great.
I love this. Like,
that's absolutely great.
I train that.
That's great.
I believe
it's
that.
all about that. That is.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true.
My phone's working.
That's right.
So
where I was going with that now, so you have the standards and the ideals. Now, when we walk up to a customer, you know, you can hug them and whatever. And the way you do that is by just relating to them. And the minute they know they can trust you, and you can have that relationship, it's not a sell anymore. You get that whole mindset?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I talk to people, they hug me when they leave. Like, it's insane. I had a client come in, he worked for NASA. He didn't want to come in here, swore he wasn't going to come in here. Had a kid that was autistic. He was like 20-some years old. I made him bring him in. I came in here, he sat down, I listed, I sold the place, it was out by the college, FAU. He came in here. The guy from NASA, I mean, you work for NASA, you got to be somebody like brain-wise. Personality-wise, dead, cold. Book, see, beyond belief. Because he can tell you when a spaceship's going to take off and what millisecond is going to land on the moon. Like great, like insane, right? He came in here. I did what I did with him. Went over everything because I knew he was a C. I knew I had to go over every detail. That report I showed you, every line I went over with him. And it wasn't because I wanted the deal. It wasn't because it was a good deal, but it was I wanted to help him, and I know he needed it, and he couldn't get it. So I took the time and sat there and went through every line with him. He had a question on every line. I'm sorry. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like,
he has a heart attack.
I was dying. I was dying. I was sweating. I was thinking about eating a ribeye. I was like I'm gnawing on a bone, like a lion. Like I'm like thinking all this shit in my head. I'm like, yeah, that's that. Okay, yeah. You know. Now I'm thinking to myself, is this really worth it? Is this really worth the aggravation? You know. When he got up, he goes, you know something? After he was done, we did the listing agreement. We did everything. I didn't even go to the house. We did everything right here. And he goes, you know something? Because he was already listed, didn't sell. He knew what it was worth. He knew he was trying to get too much for it. He listed it for 30 grand under where he was at because of what I showed him. It wasn't even a fight. He goes, here it is. This is why. Look, I want to sell it for 30 grand more. I make more money. That's what I told him. I go, don't you think I'd sell it for 30 grand more if I could?
Phil,
I go,
send the prompt.
No, when I said, oh, okay. What I said to him was, look, I said, sir, I said, if you were the buyer and you wanted to buy this, and you were buying GE stock, and it was $15 a share anywhere, and this guy over here wanted 18, would you pay him? No. So why is somebody going to pay you this for that when they can get it over there for that? And dude, it was like a freaking lightning bolt hit him.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to hear. It took me 3 hours, but that's all I needed to hear.
Now, Phil,
At that point,
question: if you wouldn't have accepted what you were conveying to him at the end, then it's not worth it. You move on.
No, I still keep in touch with him.
No, you don't like the 30 all over price listing.
No, are you crazy?
No,
Come
not
on.
at all.
I would never put that in my name. No.
I'm not giving my prompt on.
So, here, send it again. All right, we'll try another way to sign in. Hold on.
I can send it right here.
You want to tap here code? It can text you. It's 59 on your phone.
Yeah.
Ends in 59.
Yeah.
Here, it's going to text you. It's going to text you a 6-digit code.
Okay.
All right. So always a solution, right?
Mm-hmm.
Find a way. There is no no. So what I'm trying to say is that there got it. The guy got up here and he hugged me and he goes, "Thank you so much for making me come to your office." So when a client does that works for NASA, that tells you something. And every once in a while, you get beat up. You get sick of giving. And if something like that happens, you say, shit, I'm doing the right thing. Because there's days, man, that I get beat up too. And there's days I don't want to go do it. And the more I don't want to do it, and the more I push myself, something more amazing happens. I can't explain it. It's like something in the universe. The more I don't want to do something, and I force myself to do it, the bigger and better the thing is that happens. I can't explain that to you. Like I can't, I was thinking even about coming here today. After the showings, I'm tired, I was this, I was that, I got stuff to do after. I'm thinking, man, I really don't want to do this. Now, I wouldn't change because I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So, do you see what I'm saying? The more I don't want to do something, the more I get out of it. And to tell you the truth, I get out of this more by teaching you guys. It helps me sharpen me. You get me? So by me giving this, I actually get back. It's just the way it works. So I want to go over Top Asian Academy quick with you guys.
294-086 if you want to sign in.
294?
086.
086. I just want to sign in and download and have you do it, and then we'll go over it in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, I'll let you in. It's going to tell you did it, and we'll log out when you're done. All right, so I just want to show you real quick, guys. So you're going to go in here, okay? And then I'm going to go back. After we do this, I'm going to go back in and take 5 minutes to tell you about Top Asian Academy. Then if you guys want to wait a few minutes, we started a little late. I want to play those calls for you. So you can hear my guy get hung up on, you can hear me turn it, and you can hear the last call where the guy couldn't wait for my phone call. Same guy. within like a week period. So you're gonna go in and now if you want to draw the signature, hit that. There you go.
Yeah.
You can select the font or you can actually draw your signature.
Yeah,
if you
I see
want.
that.
So just, that's how you would do it. You would click that. So just hit accept. Just let it go through. Now you hit start. Okay? So there you go. Now it's going to take you. You click that.
It's going to just hit now. I'm going to click it.
Yep. And it's going to take you to everyone. Boom. 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 Boom.
It doesn't have sign all.
Sign? I don't know.
That's good.
Maybe. You click all the, there it is. See all the blocks? Normally that would all be filled in, but we're not.
He's a D. He figured out one way it worked. He never needed to figure out
another way. There's no other way to work. Click, click, click. More exercise.
Exactly.
All right, so you're not complete. Complete signing.
What are you going, fat?
There you go. And don't do it next. That's fine. You can put a password if you want to go back.
For later. Okay, cool. So
all right, so that's done, right?
So what did I buy?
So what? I'm gonna log you out, right? Let me get you out of here. So all right, sign out. Get you out of there. Okay, so that's done. All right, so we're gonna go back into my email. So my email is here. Okay, now it's going to come back to me, right? Authentic sign action, it told me you were in. It's blah, blah, blah. It tells me you were in, you did it. Now I'm going to come back over here, and it's going to tell me complete. It should in a second. I'll come back in a second. It takes a minute to... There it is. I'll click complete, right? I go here, boom, I download it. I start your file, and put everything in it. It goes to my desktop. All right. And... here you are, right here. See this folder? See this PDF? There it is.
Nice.
Now I take that. Now, normally, when I added the docs, what I put in there is I put the MLS, I put the tax record in the same PDF. I put the pay stubs, the bank statements, the proof of funds, whatever I got to put, mortgage approval. It's all in this PDF. So it would be all these forms with them in on the end. But since I don't have that stuff, I can't put it.
Yeah, understood.
So there it is. Boom. Look. Initial. Right? Initial. 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 Sign.
Guys, and like,
Done. It's ready to go to the other agent. Now, just imagine we could have got
see
this
how
right
easy
away.
that is for the client to do.
Right.
Like a lot of agents are still trying to
I walk
print
them through it. I
documents.
walk them
And it's
through it.
like,
And then you get agents that do scan one page at a time. They get 15 pages.
yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, why would you take 10 minutes to do that? And the agent that day got mad at me for showing her up. Like, well, I didn't try to show you up. I tried to teach you. So you never look like an idiot again.
And actually, guys, if you do it that
Because she got
way,
cocky with me. And right in front of her people, she got cocky with me. Why are you doing that? I go, I'm not trying to show you up. I'm trying to teach you so you don't look like an idiot again to people.
well, they look like an idiot.
They started laughing at me. Like, don't come at me, lady. I'll put you want to know your name when I'm done.
If a listing agent has two offers very similar, they're not going to want to deal with the person that's all unorganized and the 15. You can just kind of see what the whole transaction's going to be like, you know? So we're in the paperwork business. Just be good at paperwork, at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Or get someone that is good.
See, being a realtor isn't just selling. It isn't just about money. Okay, you negotiate with them. First of all, you got to meet them. You're a counselor, right? You're counseling them. You know, half the time they almost get divorced during the whole deal. I had one couple that guess this, the guy actually broke off the engagement for the house. It's crazy, dude. I'm like, are you nuts? The house is 40 grand in the market. At least buy it and sell it, make money and split it.
Right.
Like, look at it as a business transaction. Like my D is like, what are you doing? I actually had an investor buy it and flip it. Because I was like, dude, this house is 40 grand under. I got it under for these people. They backed out. Do you want it? And I had the contract written and done before I told the other agent that it was canceled. I go, these people canceled, but this guy wants it. Cash deal, here's the proof of funds. So they just took that, and we did it. Same deal. And then the investor bought it, I put it on the market, and he flipped it, he made $25,000. Just like that. And I made commission for both. So it's just, okay, hey, I wish you guys the best. Later. Like, you know, you can't get involved in stuff like that. It's crazy. So that was an interesting deal. So what I want to do is I want to go over Top Agent Academy with you guys, all right? And you guys can take flyers and everything with it. This is our catering business. I was voted best in Philadelphia with all the other stuff. So that's on the back of it. So if you guys have open houses and stuff, we'll deliver stuff for you guys. It's all catering and delivery. No tips.
No samples?
We only do it when there's jobs. It's not like a restaurant or anything.
It's amazing the guy talks about food the whole time and brings out food for everyone.
Dude, I'll show my house.
I'm kidding.
I'll make some. So, all right. So, Top Agent Academy, first real estate internship program in the world. The difference between an internship program and a coaching program is a coaching program is hot air, an internship program is hands-on. Okay, hot air fills balloons. It doesn't do anything else for you. Okay, the first thing we do is the mindset. We do a disc profile. We analyze the disc profile. We show you who you are, why you are, and how your relationships and things in life are affected by that.
Do you analyze like us?
You analyze yourself.
Oh, okay.
And I give you a report. You get 2 reports. It's a disc profile and it's a character profile. It's like a character thing. It's a $300 test that I give you for free because the company I pay gives me unlimited to it. If you went on the site and bought it, it's $350. So that's what it would cost you to get the analysis. Okay. Now the analysis, I don't have time to show a document now, but it breaks down everything, analyzes it, analyzes it, and then what you do is, I was saying analyze in my head, but it just didn't come out. And then what happens is, it tells you everything about you, your strengths, your weaknesses, but then it tells you how to deal with this thing, how to deal with that, where you can sharpen your skills to be able to do this. And it does that, and there's worksheets that you can actually sit down and work on to really look back at things in your life.
It's just improving yourself.
Yeah. Like me, my ex-wife, she's a heart of gold. She hates me because I'm a D. Not a dick, but a D. Sometimes that's short. I gotta make it fun. So what I'm trying to say is, like, her heart is really good. She's a high S and C. Now I know that, like, when I would do something, I'd go out, I'd hustle, I'd make deals. I have restaurants. I do business. I work. Me making money, saying, here, look at what I did today, is me showing you love. Okay? Her showing love is me being home 5 o'clock for dinner every night.
Right.
Her perfect man is who's home 5, because her dad was home 5 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. And her personality amplifies that.
It's like the 5 languages of love.
Yeah, that relates to this. It really does.
Yeah.
So, this profile, it comes from Napoleon Hill. They don't say that. The concept of it comes from Napoleon Hill in the 16 lessons. And I have a PDF of the 1928 copy. You can't even buy it. They took it off the shelves because what's his name? The Rockefellers and them. He gave too much information away. Well, I have a lawyer friend that had an original copy, and he put it on PDF and gave it to all of us. So I actually had this original copy of the 16 lessons that you can't get. And not many people have it. It's really, really freaking cool. And I study a lot of Napoleon Hill, metaphysics. Everybody tells me if Tony Robbins and Wayne Dyer had a kid, it'd be me. So I'm like, okay. But anyway, so what we do is we go through the mindset. We set everything up, get you guys set with that. And then the whole first 3-hour class is how to interpret other ones. We look back in your life and you figure out, see, it doesn't mean counting the real estate. The first 3 or 4 sessions of Top Agent Academy, it's like the Karate Kid. Remember when he paints the fence and he waxes the car and he's like, what the hell am I doing? I'm doing all your work. Mm-hmm. And then he starts throwing punches and he blocks, and he starts throwing kicks and he blocks. And he's like, holy shit, I know how to block people. Like, that's what the first 3 sessions of this does. Because it's all mindset. And then session 4, when we get here and we start making calls and setting appointments, we're like, well, you're like, I just set an appointment, I never thought I could do that. Because it's all perception. It's all perception. You can do anything you want. You can do the same thing I'm doing. We're human. There's no reason. It's your programming in your mind that doesn't let you. And that's electric. You have neural pathways. You can take a dead body, hook it up to electric, and run that thing and make my hand go like this. It's all electric. It's all a thought process. And the more you think the way you're thinking, the deeper that neural pathway gets, like a river. And the more you want to change it, it's harder because it's deeper. But the more you change it, that one starts growing back in, and this one starts getting deep. And I have a form. It's not here. There's a form that you list 10 things that you want, and there's 31 days, and you check off every day that you do it. And if you miss it, you go back to the beginning and do it again. And if you do it 31 days straight, you changed it. You changed the neural pathway in your brain. It's that simple. It's hard as shit. It's hard. Like, I want to go work out every day. I miss one, damn it. I want to go do this. You know, I don't want to eat bread. Yeah, right. I don't want to eat pasta. Okay. Yeah, it's like impossible. Like, I say that for 3 days, I'm like, pasta. You know, it's just like, but I say it's impossible, but it's not. People don't eat pasta. I can stop eating pasta, I guess. I just don't want to. I don't want to bad enough. You know, until I have a heart attack, then I'll stop eating pasta. You know, I live. But I'm just saying, like, you know, that's just the point I'm trying to make. Is like, I just at this point in my life, I don't want to. If you want it, you get it. So you got to really determine what you want. You got to be passionate about it. Make a decision. You want to be in real estate? Do you really want to be in real estate? Because if you really want to be in real estate, you need to do this. You need to do that. You need to make calls. You got to get uncomfortable. Nothing happens unless you're uncomfortable. My rule: learn to become comfortable being uncomfortable. Walking up to somebody you don't know and talking. Learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable. It sounds crazy, but it's true. I can go anywhere, anytime, I do anything. Because I just, hey, you know, I go into a room where I know nobody, I walk out, everybody loves me. Because I know how to talk to people. I get the people what they want and see what they need, and I help them. I don't want nothing for it, I just do it. Because the satisfaction of doing it gets me to where I'm going. So, that's just me. Your stuff might be different. What you guys do might be different. But that's just me, okay? So, Top Agent Academy is that. It's 18 lessons and then 2 special lessons. What I just did with you was one of them. But we go through every detail, every line. We do it in detail. And I show you guys how to do that. All right? Main reason I do that is so when I deal with you, it's no headaches for me. That's how I really, truly, like if you have a listing, I'm buying or selling it, or you're buying on my listing. I just want things to be easy for me. So that's the truth. That's the selfish part. But anyway, so Top Agent Academy starts the first Monday, ends the last Friday of the month. It's 3 hours each night from 6 to 9 p.m. Okay? I charge $495 for that.
For how many days?
It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 to 9.
12 sessions.
12 sessions, 3 hours. 36 of my hours, I charge $495. I could charge $995. I said, you know what, $495. But here's the best part. I guarantee you a deal. Okay? So I charge $495 to make sure they're serious. Because I did this one-on-one, and I didn't charge people money. Some people are just douchebags, and they just didn't show up, and that was it. So I charge $495 to start. Now, Top Agent Academy is a whole separate corporation. It has nothing to do with my real estate. It's a whole separate business. It's my retirement. It's what I'm going to do when I decide to get out of real estate. I'm going to teach it. So that's, you know, down the line. I'll always be in real estate. I'll always have an office. But my goal now is to start migrating into really education. My goal is still 120 deals a year. And I'll hit that this year. I'm going to bust my ass. I'm going to hit it.
For my agents, I'll pay $250 for every person that sits in this class.
But it gets better. Listen, it gets better. I guarantee you a deal. When you work with me, we're going to use my leads and we're going to call. And when you work with me, you're going to work with me. You're going to say, I'm working with Phil Simonetta. We're doing this. We're going to work together. And we're going to do the video conference together. And we're going to do the appointments together. Yeah.
You can work for me.
Any company.
I'll cover half of it in my office. Any agent in there right now.
And here's what I do. Listen to what I do. We go through the whole process. Go through the whole deal. You handle the inspection, the appraisal. If you have to go for the appraisal, you go deal with all that. You go to the closing, make sure the closing's, and I'll go with you if I can. Most of our stuff is through video. Now, if I have to go with you, I will. We'll set the appointment and go. But when that deal closes, we go 50-50 on it. I do all the work. I do all the deal. I put you on as the co-agent. And that's it. If you don't get a deal the first time, you come the next month for free.
No brainer.
Yeah, I'm guaranteeing you a deal. And the deal, my average deal is $400,000. That's a $12,000 commission. I'm guaranteeing you half. Even if it's $300,000, it's $9,000. You're getting $4,500. You're making 10,000%. I'm guaranteeing. I'm giving it to you. Like I'm telling you, you come until you get the deal.
But is it like group classes?
It's group. 10 people per class.
10 people.
I can't do more than 10. It's just, and the way I designed this was I did it individually with my agents, and they all produced. First, you know, I did this at Keller Williams. And what happened at Keller Williams was I did this. I led recruiting for 3 months straight. Brought everybody in, brought them under my downline, brought them in. I trained my own people. They didn't go to the coach that took 10% to teach them things they couldn't do. The coach is telling them how to make a prospecting call, but the coach won't make a prospecting call. I'm like, You're going to teach me how to prospect, but you won't show me how to prospect. Okay. I said, I don't need a coach. And then I started coaching my own people. Every person I brought in had a rental, a listing, or a sale. Like within a month. Like had a deal. They got mad at me. Their whole thing is, go build your team, go do your thing, go do this. It costs the risk. I don't like Kool-Aid. I don't drink Kool-Aid. They like Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
So I'm my own person. Like, look, I have my own business. Like, come on, you can't get there. Like, I just go. So they didn't like that. The fact that I outdid half their people for free. You can work with me. I'll train you for free. Let's make money. Because when they made money, I got paid in my downline. And I got a piece of the deal. I didn't want no money for you for training. Give me 25%. You give me 25%, I'll teach you everything. That's what I used to do. And it got to the point where I butt heads with them. Then I was offered a coaching position or a team leader. A team leader can't sell. You get $100,000 and can't sell. I go, I'll make that in a month. I don't need that. I go, you let me be a team leader. I'll make your whole office the best office in Keller Williams. And then let me sell my own deals. And I would do that because I'm doing it now. I gave them an opportunity. They didn't want it. I'm like, okay. You know, that was it. And then I just moved on, and then I started my process. So I combined all my training, the training companies, all the things I went through, all the training I have, and I added my personality and entertainment to it. You know, one of the sessions, I do something called Wine Down Wednesday. Right here, I get cases of wine, I have it catered, I invite everybody, realtors, brokers, developers, investors, okay, everybody. I tell them just come. I open the doors, everybody comes in. Sometimes I get music, I sit up outside, I have art, girl does artwork, she brings art and stuff, and does all this stuff. And I have a party here. The bars and restaurants say I throw a better party than them. Because I know how to make a party, I know how to bring people, you know. So that's what I do. And I bring them and I use that as a recruiting night for the business, other agents, different things. Once a month, it's on a Wednesday. That Wednesday night is a night they're here, and that's kind of like a calm down, chill out night, and just have fun. Because it's intense. This program, I throw you out. Like I don't deal with it. That's how you lose the $495. If you're late 3 times, get out. You know, if you're late, don't come. If you're 5 minutes late, don't get here. Because let me tell you something. I'm not late for anything. I'm not late for anything. If it's important enough, we leave an hour early. If it's that important, I will show you how to make millions of dollars if you come to that program. That's the result. 1 + 2 = 3. If you come to the program and you listen and do what you're told, you're going to get to number 3. You're going to make the money because it's impossible not to. Even if you do a third of what I tell you, you're going to make a better living. I mean, I don't know what you're making now, but you're going to make a lot of money. And I'm just being honest with you. That's what I do. I've been approached by brokers out of state to go there and train them. See, the program I have is hard for me to do that because I'm licensed here. I can't do a deal there. I can't negotiate a deal. So I tell them, instead of going there, I'm putting the package together now with Ocean Manor. My friends have Ocean Manor here. And they have a bunch of rooms that they rent out. They have the bar and the restaurant and the tiki bar. And they'll give me rooms for $100 a night on the beach. So if I can find a way to put this program into a week seminar and do it that way, but I still can't guarantee the deal. Because I can have them call and make calls for me. I can go do the deals and teach them. Their MLS is different. Their systems are different. I mean, I can teach them the basics. They have to apply it to their thing. But I'll never have the deal closed in time. You know what I'm saying? How can I get a deal closed in a week? See, that's the issue.
So you're saying a deal closed or contract in a month?
Yeah, you're going to get a listing or you're going to get a closing or a deal. It might not close for 2 months, but when it closes, we do a broker agreement. We do a referral agreement, and I have the referral agreement done.
So how many of your people have had to come back to?
None.
Yeah.
So
he's
I've thrown some people out.
things.
I've thrown some people out that are late and just bullshit, texting on their phones while they're here.
Guys, I was on the phone today
I
for
was
2
cooking
hours.
I was the kid's phone. I don't put up with it. I don't want it. I'll buy 2 phones for them. I'll break it and buy them 2.
I was
I
on
don't
the
care.
phone today for 2 hours with a broker in Baltimore that an agent that worked for me now works for him. And he has less likability than Phil said he had. He does the job the right way though. He runs it like a business. He does the steps. 1 + 1 = 2.
Oh yeah, don't forget the tickets.
And he makes $1/3 of $1 million a year. He's probably the worst salesman I've ever seen. But he does the steps every time, every time, every time, every
It's a
time,
system.
every time.
It's a system. Everything you do is a system. And the more you learn the system, the more comfortable you are with it, and the more people like you. It's all about people. It's all about people and relationships. It really is. No one ever deals with somebody they don't like unless they have to. And nobody has to deal with you. They don't. And when you get pulled over by the police and they ask you for your real estate license instead of a driver's license, you know you got a problem. Because I'm going to give you a little couple tips, and I'm going to play these calls for you guys. If you can bear with me to 4:30, I'll get you guys good, okay? And if you can't, I understand.
Do we have to
meter? You got to.
Yeah, we might have to redo the meter.
You want to take 5 minutes and do the meter?
Yeah, do the meter.
Yes.
All right, take 5 minutes. Just let that keep playing, and we're going to do. Tony, you want to talk on the thing while they're doing the meters? Yeah, do the meters.
You did get a low battery warning though.
I am? Okay, hold on.
Well, you know you're.
Remember, Phil has solutions.
What about See, I can talk whenever no one asks me to talk. When you ask me to talk, I'm like, what am I supposed to talk about? No, what Phil was saying, it's all. Are you on?
Yeah, you're live. I'm just going to plug this in.
What Phil was saying, that it's all systematic, dependable, predictable systems in place. No matter what your personality is, no matter what your disc analysis is, you can absolutely work this business because you can serve. And if you do the system correctly, I train in my interview for me is not an interview. I mask as an interview. I do an hour-and-a-half training.
Okay.
And I let people know that if you are really, really good as a salesperson, but you don't do the system, you'll make zero. I mean, really bad, you'll make 0 to 20,000. Decent, you'll make 20 to 50,000. Good, you'll make 50 to 80. If you're amazing, you may make 100,000 never using a system. But if you put the systems in place, no matter what your talent is, you'll do 10 times that. Would you agree with that?
I agree 100%.
If you're 100% great agent, you'll do $1 million in your pocket with the right systems in place. And I've had people walk into my office. I've ran 3 real estate companies, and I have less than a 5% fallout ratio of new agents. They will say, I'm leaving the business, I'm making not enough money. And that's disgusting, but the ones that are really disgusting are the ones that walk in and say, I'm making $200,000 a year, but I'm leaving the business. You're making $250,000 a year. Why are you leaving the business? I have so many urgencies. Oh my Lord, this and that, and these fires. Well, they didn't put the right systems in place, the important systems in place, so the urgencies aren't there. The more systems you have, the less urgencies, the more money you make. So that's all I have to say. Phil's going to throw me out.
No, it's good. It's good. So we're just taking a 5-minute break. Everybody has to pay the parking meter.
Yeah, I need to do mine.
So you got to go out too? Okay,
Yeah.
so let me just
Mine is 4:30. I was going to be out of it by 4:37.
Oh, you're good. You'll be done by then. Don't put any more. Don't give me any money you don't have to. That's
Oh,
it.
just nothing for you.
Sorry.
No, I wish.
I'm good till 4:35.
We're good. All right, we're good. Everybody's good?
Tony.
I'm sorry, you
Nothing.
send me like samples of some of those like profiles of the buyers?
I'll send you mine.
Yeah?
The buyer profile?
Yeah, like when you meet them.
What I get is give me your emails. I don't have it with me here.
Yeah.
I have it in my other computer. And what I can do is I'll send it to you. I'm actually doing the listing profile. I'm doing the listing profile. Monday night. When I send them out in class, I'll add you to it.
Cool.
Okay, I'll send you, I don't have them
That's fine.
like all set up. I change them as I go.
Sure.
So the newest one, I'm gonna change, and I'll be sending a listing one out Monday. I'm gonna put the listing and buyer profile for you.
Thank
You'll have it in the next couple,
Appreciate
one will be Monday, one will be Wednesday.
That's fine, yeah. Right. Just gonna do that here.
You got it. I'll wait for you to come back.
I'm fixed at 4:30.
I'm gonna call the.
Yeah, you can say
I don't have to do it.
Thank you, of course, I have to leave.
my sister's 8.
No,
No,
because I can have you make calls as an assistant. You can make calls and set appointments for me as an assistant. You don't have to have a license for that. But to pay you, I have to pay your wife.
yeah, that's hers.
Yeah, she can be paid. You can act as an assistant because here's what will happen. What I'm going to teach you, you can turn around and you can do for her as her assistant.
Right.
So for example, you come through the class, I teach you as my assistant. Now the class is done, you go back and you do what I teach you for her. She don't even need to know it. She's just gonna say, holy shit, what are you doing out here? You're getting me business. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can't take you and do appointments with you. I can train you to be an assistant for her. Does that make sense? And then when I get it, if you get a deal, say you're making calls, I can give her the 50% as a referring agent, which is legal because she's going to refer. Basically, you're going to set the appointment. It'll be her appointment.
Okay.
And I would give her the referral fee.
But she couldn't come with me so that you could do it.
If you guys want to come together,
Yeah.
go ahead. I would charge you one price for both of you to come.
Well, she's not going to do anything because she doesn't understand me cheating. But I need for her to be physically so that this will be legal.
No, it's legal. I can teach you as an assistant for her.
All right. Okay.
There's nothing illegal about that.
Okay.
Now, if I told you, come negotiate a deal, no, I can't do that. I will teach you. Basically, I'll train you as I train an assistant.
Nice meeting you guys.
Now, for the group, for here, you're going to be an assistant for me.
Oh, okay.
And then when you walk out, you're going to be an assistant.
Thanks.
You follow?
You
Nice
head
meeting
now, Tony?
you.
You're leaving?
Yeah, I have to go.
Give me your card.
You know what? Now I give him your card. Phil, thank you.
So
Can you touch base?
Anytime, right? Anytime.
I got a lot to talk to you about.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
anytime.
Thanks, man.
Anytime.
We've had 48
We'll go get lunch
months. I want
I
to
work for Tony.
run you with everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Listen, dude, I'm open. Look, it's about growing and
Donna,
expanding.
give him my number. My phone's dead before.
All right, I'll get it.
Okay, thanks,
Okay.
guys. See you guys.
Okay,
You're
bye,
welcome.
Tony.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the email. My sister's at a concert. She's like, as long as you're here by 5.
And you say it starts the first Monday of every month?
Yeah,
Is the
it starts the first Monday and ends the last Friday. It's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
From what time to what time?
6 p.m. to 9.
And it's continuous.
Far from me.
Yeah, and the reason I do it that way is because it's the only time people can come because they're working, they have kids. Now, it's the only time I can do it because it allows me to do my job.
I'm so
I can't
thankful
work.
that I work during the day, so I was like,
But
do this in the
imagine, no, I get it,
evening.
but imagine me. 7:30 in the morning, I got a real estate business to run.
Yeah,
I got a restaurant to run. I got a nightclub to run. And I come here and dedicate 36 hours a week
Yeah.
to help people.
My age, I forget.
So I get it, but
But it's true.
So
You know,
it's from 6 o'clock to
6 p.m.
6 to 9.
6 to 9 p.m.
Monday,
Wednesday,
See
Friday.
this on there,
And
I'm
it's
not
12
sure.
session.
It starts the first Monday of the month and ends the last Friday. So as many Mondays and Fridays are in the month. Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
So
Monday,
it's
Wednesday,
going to start in
Friday.
February.
February 6th is the next one.
February 6 is the next one.
That's the next start, the first Monday in February. And it'll end the last Friday in February.
Okay, I was reading all the stuff that you got there. What was your comment about 100% commission?
What are we talking about?
It says create time, then it says.
Commitment.
Okay, but do you make a comment about for pro or against 100% commission? Oh, it's 100% commitment. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's no 100%.
Okay.
It depends on your company. My company's 100% that I work for. Now, my employees, I split. I can't. I split 50-50 with my employees. But they're going to do more deals with me than they ever did. That's just, I'll give you 50% of what I do with you, but you're going to do 30 deals a year. Some people will come in and say, well, I got 90. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. You can call me.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Unless you write it on here. Is this your
I buy everything.
Yeah.
I spend $13,000
Yeah, you can write it here.
Here, let me.
I got 450 deals tonight.
The card.
Yeah.
I have, today alone,
You want this back?
today alone, just expired. This isn't physical. Let's just see how many I got. This is
That's
my,
gotta be the next investment.
my website was what I showed you.
One of those stands.
Yeah, he
You know
did
they
it.
have those
The
little things
donkey
with
thing.
the two like hands.
Oh,
Have you seen
yeah.
that? That holds your phone.
Yeah, they need it.
Yeah, the plans in the way anyway.
And when you plug them in that, some of them, how many?
The battery?
It costs 100
I think so.
people.
I just talked to them. I get them. I'm going to play calls for you right now. If I call, I usually get them if they're serious. Listen, I'll do a role play with you. Get this on camera, okay? Get this on camera. I'm going to do a role play with you. You want to do who feels confident that they can do a role play with me? Can you beat me?
No.
Can somebody beat me on a role play?
Yes, he can.
No.
Come on.
Yes,
He means that
Come on, Donna. You need to practice.
All right, so come up here so they can get you on camera.
I never know what to say.
We're going to role play. Come on.
There you go.
Okay, I'm calling you for an expired listing.
Okay.
Your first name?
Milta.
Milta, I'm bad with names. Hello, say hello.
Hello.
Hi, Milta.
Hi.
My name's Philip Simonetta. The reason for my call, I have a real estate reality show, radio show and webcast, and my office is here in Fort Lauderdale Beach. I noticed your house came off the market, and listen, I get you're getting a lot of calls, but my call is very important, and it's not like any other call you got. I just need a minute of your time. Okay?
I don't want to be on a reality show.
No, I get it. I'm not talking about you being on the show. I'm talking about putting your property on the show to sell it. We have over 4 million viewers a week. Now, let me explain something to you. I saw your house came off the market today, and like, I can't figure out for the life of me why it didn't sell.
Okay.
I know the area. I sell properties in that area all the time. Can you help me understand?
I get that, but the last person who had my house for sale said the same thing because it was for sale before.
You had a reality show?
Well, they didn't have a reality show, but what makes you think that the reality show was going to sell this house?
Because last year I sold 86 houses.
But
how many did they sell?
Were they similar to my house? Do you
that's why
I'm exactly.
Yes, that's why I'm confused. Like, I'm looking at it, and let me explain why. Let me just. I don't mean to like be aggressive or you know, like question you. I just want you to understand, you know, why I'm calling you. And I get you're getting a lot of calls. I understand it.
And I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm tired of people telling me what they can do because I keep hearing it over and over. Everyone has some way they can sell my house, but it has not been sold yet. And it's just, I'm just at this point, I'd rather just rent it out or something.
Okay. Okay, I understand. I understand completely. And just, I want to tell you something. It's my job. Excuse me. Hold on. It's my job to sell the house.
Isn't it every realtor's job to sell the house?
Yes, but does every doctor do the job the same? There's better doctors.
Do you know you have a bad doctor until you die?
No. I get it. That's the problem. And listen, I hear you're upset, and I hear it, and I also hear you need help, and you don't understand what's going on. And if you just give me a minute, I'm going to explain that to you. Okay? So just give me a minute, and I'm going to tell you how I sell your house. And I guarantee you, I'm not just telling you. I'm going to give you things to Google. I'm going to send you a website. I'm going to show you proof. Okay? I don't ask you to believe me. My actions speak for me, not my words.
Do you give any guarantees, like if you don't sell the house? Because everyone always says you can sell it.
There's a guarantee.
Suppose you don't. What happens?
There's a guarantee. You got to pay taxes and die. That's life. There's no guarantee the world's not going to blow up in 20 minutes. And I'm being real with you. I'm not trying to lie to you. I'm telling you the truth. There's no guarantee in anything. But I'm your best bet. And I'm going to tell you why. Listen, okay? I'm going to put your house on 500 national websites like Zillow and Trulia. Are you familiar with that? Great. I'm going to put you on 140 foreign websites in 18 different languages. See, what I offer you is we charge 6% commission. If I bring the buyer, I only charge you 4%. And there's a very good chance I'm going to bring the buyer because in Florida, about 60% of the deals are international deals. And a lot of them are cash. So when I put you on 18 different websites, or 140 different websites in 18 different languages, I'm advertising you as me. When they come to me and they buy the place, and there's a very good chance of that, I'm going to sell your house and you're going to save 2% commission. So your house is $400,000. That'll be $8,000 less, and there's a good chance of that. I can't promise it. There's a good chance. Now, not only do I do that, I set up a Facebook page for your house. You invite all your friends, I invite all my friends, we bring brokers and everybody in on it, and I blast your house all over the internet. Secondly, I take my drone and I fly it around and I make a movie trailer with iMovie and I put it on your page. So not only are we making movie trailers, we're making the house look great, we're putting it all over the internet. In addition, I'm going to set blog posts up and blast you all over the internet. Now, 97% of people who are looking for houses start looking on the internet. Do you think your house will get a little attention?
It sounds like it.
Okay, got it. Now, I understand you're questioning it. Now, in addition, I'm going to do a report for you. It's a 40 to 60 page report. It gives me MLS statistics all the way back to the property. And I will sit down and go over that with you and explain to you why the property is worth what it is, why it's not, what's great about it, what's bad about it. And I'm going to be totally honest with you, just like in this conversation. I have no reason to, because if I can't sell it, I don't want to list it. But I'm calling you because I see this house. I've sold houses in the neighborhood, and I know I can sell it. And if I didn't call you, I wouldn't be doing myself justice because that's my job, and I wouldn't be helping you either. So what I'd love to do is basically just set up a 20-minute video conference with you. You don't even have to take time. I don't have to come out. I can do a video conference, send you a link. We can look at each other on the computer, and I can review a report with you. Then if you decide to go forward with me, at that point, we go forward. If not, we part as
a
friends.
long report that shows all the stuff in the area, the comps and things of that sort.
Some of that stuff.
A long list.
Yeah, yeah.
And it looked like it was priced according to that, but
yeah, but,
it still didn't sell.
Here's the issue. I don't know what report they showed you. Anybody could print anything. So what I show you is a report with all statistics, which is standard. Then I show you all the tax history and all the assessment history, along with the transfers. And then we go over all the houses on the market that sold, comparable. All the houses that were on the market and fell off the market because they were overpriced or just poorly marketed. Then it shows you all the houses that are under distress, because that takes a factor. If there's a lot of foreclosures around you, it can affect your price. And lastly, it shows everything that was canceled and withdrawn. So it takes 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe. I go over it with you, and at the end of the meeting, you know exactly where you stand, with or without me. We part as friends if you don't want to do it, or we move forward.
How many people you have watching your show?
Oh, we have, between the radio show, webcast, and all the things we do, about 4.3 million per week.
Oh, okay.
It's on the CW, Saturday night at 11 o'clock. It's on Telemundo as well. They translate it.
Sold.
So listen,
All right, I'm home.
listen.
I'm home. You can come by now.
Now do you see why if I call somebody, I get the deal? I tell them, I don't ask them.
And she was very good, like, she really
Yeah, she challenged you. Yeah.
All right, guys. So real quick, I'm gonna turn the live off right now, and we got some other stuff to do here. But if you guys want to find out more about Top Agent Academy and learn about what we do, or if you even want to learn about working with me, just give me a call, 786-519-7991, or like the Facebook page and reach out. Okay? Thanks, guys.